Well, let's talk about parenting. So, I'm a non parent. I'm someone who is out there and I deeply care about children, about society, about the future. So, there's a couple pet peeves that I've had about parenting. And I honestly believe that we need infertility. Like, we need an infertility disease because a lot of these people do not know how to raise their own children. So, this will be a long video. Enjoy. So one of my first pet peeves is children in carts. And I've seen it before and I've said it to the parents. You see a child and they're standing up on the cart where they're not supposed to be standing, and you know that child is probably going to fall over or whatnot and hurt their head. And it just, it makes me cringe because, once that child is brain damaged, the level of brain damage that could happen, it's horrible. It's horrible. The parent having to take care of that child for the rest of their life, that child having to be fed through a tube, all those horrible things, scenarios that could happen because of the inability of a parent to just tell the child, hey, sit down and sit where you're supposed to be sitting and have that level of control. I think that parents have lost that level of control over their children. If you're a parent, let me know if you agree, if you feel overwhelmed by the level of society has placed on you and all those things. So, and I'm here to help too. I'm here to throw some ideas out your way as well. So we've got the child sitting. So the one I was like, you know what, enough. I'm not gonna say anything. I've said it every time. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted about walking up to parents at the store and being like, hey, I'm exhausted. So the one time I didn't, and I looked away at the other side, of course, the child fell out of their cart and hit their head on the cement floor. And it was a horrible experience, thank goodness the child was not severely hurt. I'm not sure. But, and the mother was like, oh, flustered and whatnot. And it was like, it was horrible. So my advice, I think, so parents in the cart, all that, the whole thing. First of all, you got to make sure to tell your children about the brain injury, about the head, you know what I mean, and make it visceral. Like, if you get hit in the head, you will not be able to talk or eat or breathe. So you sit on that cart where you're supposed to be sitting because that's the safest part of the cart. So that's rule number one. You have to explain to your child, sit down and talk to them. So that way they can kind of understand. The other pet peeve I have is children screaming. I'm not a parent, so I'm not sure if this totally works, and parents agree with me or disagree with me. Parents, should you scream at a child when they're screaming? My upbringing has raised me to believe that if a child screams, you scream louder. That's how the animal kingdom works, right? If the child's like, meow, meow, you're like, "Rah!" And I usually do that with dogs too. Like when dogs get out of hand and they start barking, I'm like, "Rah, rah, rah." You start basically letting them know, I'm the alpha, I'm in charge, and you need to sit the fuck down. You need to shut up and you need to stop screaming. So I advocate for parents to scream at their child. I do. I do in public. I do advocate. If I'm going to be like, good for you. Good for you for screaming at your child in public. And if you want to use the cuss word like, shut the fuck up, totally with you, 1,000%. Even if they're a 5-year-old. That way they understand, oh, wait, that's a big word. Yeah, you don't use it. You only use it when you turn 18 and over and you have a child and you need to yell at them because they're screaming in the store. So I advocate for parents screaming at their child. So did I mention that we need an infertility disease? I think I might have mentioned that earlier because a lot of these people don't know how to raise their own children. That I'm one of those people. I've chosen not to have a child. If I do decide to help children, I help children through various organizations and nonprofits and personally and outside. But, I can't, the responsibility of having a child, I understand it's very, very strong. So my other thing is, and this one's going to be a little bit controversial, I don't think that you should have a child if you can't afford a home. If you can't afford a home, don't have a child. That's pretty much it. If you can't afford a home, don't have a child. I think I need to say that one more time. If you can't afford a home, do not have a child. Because the level of security, financial security, future stability that you will provide to your child will be difficult, a lot more difficult. And for a lot of these people that are breeding like rabbits, and a lot of it comes from social understandings. For a very long time, a lot of religious organizations have told women that if you don't open your legs and bear a child for your man, you are like going to hell. If you don't let your man splooge inside of you and like you bear a child, you're going to hell. And that fear of hell, of women going to hell, has been like something that just, it's horrible. It's horrible to put that fear on women. Like, if you don't bear a child, you're going to hell. And then the whole element of abortion and pregnancy and rape. A lot of anyone who cares is watching Dead Ringers on Amazon Prime. Wonderful show. It really puts forward a lot of the things that women are going through and have to go through with pregnancy. And pregnancy alone is a giant responsibility, physically, emotionally, psychologically. And then you have a child that comes out of that. It's like, oh my gosh, I thought we were done. No, you're not done yet, honey. Everything. It's like, and then the statistics that men walk away and the women stay, that if someone leaves, it's going to be the man, it's not going to be the woman. It's just, and the level of pressure and the misogyny in the world, it's a lot. It's really, really a lot. So I personally think, and I'm thinking about doing a little spell. I'm asking daddy. I'm thinking about asking daddy to make people infertile. If people can't handle their ability to have children, then maybe we should limit. Maybe we should have like 50% infertility across the board, just to kind of even out what's going on in the world. Don't you think that's fair? Don't you think that's fair, with people just popping out breeding children and society forcing women to have children in various different ways, and women with the inability to have control over their bodies throughout most of the world? Here in America, we're having to fight for the women's rights to their own bodies. After we fought, I mean, the fight is never over. It feels like, it feels like we're constantly having to struggle and move forward, right? That's what it feels like. So just all of that. What are you bringing into this world? Are you bringing in a child to make yourself feel good? Is your child going to have a prosperous future? What is the reason as to why you're bringing that child into the world? I also want to add a little side note, is that aloe vera can cause miscarriages. Just a thought. You can look it up online. Um, you know, hey, it's a scientific theory. It's out there. So, all those things that happen in society, and so I'm with you. As an individual, I look forward to meet those challenges as the Messiah. I look forward to try to change society for the better through various different means. So let me know what you think about parenting. Well, how do you feel about parenting as a parent, as someone who is not a parent? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What is the vibration? What is the energy that is going on with America? Do you feel that children, I think for the most part, a lot of us feel that children have gotten out of hand. When they're shooting teachers in school, that's going to be a problem, right? That's when children are killing children in schools with guns. That's an issue, right? I'm going to go ahead and say that. So we've gone somewhere where I don't think we want to be, right? So we need to really look at parenting as a whole, as a nation. It does take a village, Hillary Clinton. Thank you very much. Never read the book, but that phrase alone just stands so true. So thank you, Hillary Clinton. I'm going to send this video out to you. It does take a village. Hillary Clinton, come on here and be in my podcast. I love it. That'd be awesome. So, yeah, as a parent, Hillary Clinton, what do you think? What do you think about parenting in America and what's going on, and and all those things, and your daughter having a child and the fears and all those others? How did this go into Hillary Clinton? Because she wrote a book about it takes a village. So maybe we need to go back to Hillary Clinton. Hey, are you running for president? Because I'd vote for you. Anywho, I want to wish you all a wonderful eternity. All right? Take care.